In this AIVOOV review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this artificial intelligence tool. If you have any questions, please comment them below, and I'll also leave a discounted link so you can always get your money's worth for AIVOOV. AIVOOV lets you convert your text to audio using AI voices that use over 800 plus voices across 80 plus languages. Once we've logged in, we come over here to the dashboard. And as we can see, it has a transcribe overview section. At the moment, obviously, we've not generated any audio, so there'll be nothing to show here. But if we click onto this button or click onto here below dashboard, then we can create our first piece of audio. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create audio. Here we can add a title. You also have options of document upload, where you could upload a PDF or a document, and it would obviously use this and turn this into audio. We also have import from URL, where we could add a link into there and get the text. We have upload audio. This could obviously do this the other way around, so it could do audio back to text. We have image to text and auto splitting. There's also pause settings and pronunciations library. So if we click onto there, you could add a pronunciation and replace it, and then set that for whichever language you wanted to use. We also have volume settings, so we could turn that up or down, depending on the decibels you would like. We have speed, so that's automatically set to default, but if you wanted it a bit slower, you could turn it that way, or faster that way. We also have pitch, so if you were looking for something low pitch, you could go that way, high pitch, you could go that way. In this box here is where you type in your audio, and here is where you select what you want the voice to sound like. So if I click onto there, we can see we've got loads of different voices to choose from. You can filter this by the language or accent, so automatically it's set to English US, but if I wanted to change that to UK, we could click on there, and this brings up some UK voices. We can also filter that by male, female, or kids. To get a preview of the voices, you could click on the little play button.
With cloud machine learning, your application interprets images, texts, and more.
So I like the sound of Finley, so I'm going to go for that one. Obviously, if you wanted to favourite one for another time, you could just click on the little heart there as well. And if you also wanted to use the voice every time, you could set that voice as a default. So I'm going to go ahead and click on confirm. Then I'm going to go ahead and just paste some information that I've got from Wikipedia that can be read out. Once that's pasted in there is another few settings. Say you could highlight a particular word, and you could set the tune. So for that particular word, it could go lower pitch or higher pitch. You could set the volume or the rate, depending on how fast you want it. There's also emphasis. So on the word painter, it could go strong on emphasis. There's also say as. So you could set it to say it as characters, letters, digits, cardinal, ordinal, fraction, unit, date, time, telephone, beep sound, spell out or clear. And then you can also add a pause if you wanted to as well. If you wanted to add a new section, you could go ahead and click on the plus. You could then add a new voice, and then you could also reorder the sections with that as well. So once you're happy there, if you go ahead and click on play audio.
Leonardo da Piero da Vinci was an Italian polymath of the High Renaissance who was active as a painter, draftsman, engineer, scientist, theorist, sculptor, and architect.
Perfect, so that sounds good. Once you're happy there, you can go ahead and go on download, change voice, or duplicate. Also have the option at the top to convert to speech, and that will fully convert that for us and show up in the create audio section. We can obviously play that, we could highlight it, we could delete it, move it, or add it to a new project. To do that, you could just click on new project and enter a project name. We also have settings such as edit, download, delete, and share. Below create audio, we also have audio to text. So this is obviously doing it the other way around. So if you wanted to do that, go on convert audio to text. Here you could set a title and upload an audio file. Then that will convert that back into text. Alternatively, you could click on select your text to speech audio. So obviously we can select our one that we did earlier. Go on submit, and then that will show here. So at the moment the status is in progress. But once that's complete, we'll be able to have a look at that and see if it's worked okay. So we'll come back to that once that's finished being in progress. Below audio to text is projects. Here we obviously haven't created any projects, but if I go on add project, we can set the project name. Then we've got those same options where we can edit it or delete it. You can also click onto the project and you could then create audio, which will go straight into there. Below projects, we also have voices. Here is where we can browse the various voices. So you could select the language and you could set the gender or the voice type filter. You have the options of heart in them to add to a favourite or add as a default. Below voices we have subtitles. If we click on create new there, then we could upload a audio file and it will generate an SRT file that could be used as subtitles. You can also do this from your text-to-speech, so we could select our earlier text-to-speech and use this. Below there we have podcasts, which is currently in the beta. I've not been able to get it working just yet, but I'm sure this will be coming soon. We then have background audio, so we could click on create background audio, add a title, select the audio file you want to use, so we can use the one that we used earlier, and you can then select a background audio file from your computer, and this will then play in the background. You can also add a fade in and out, as well as adjusting the volume. If you wanted it quite loud, you could bring it all the way up, quite quiet all the way down. We then have merge audio. If we click on create new there, then we can merge multiple audio files. You can add a title and upload an audio file, click on add more and upload another one. You can also do this by selecting your text-to-speech audio, so you could add two. Then there's also the option to loop the audio. So it asks how many times do you want to loop the audio, max 100. You could obviously add your audio files there. Below merge audio is audio converter. Here you can select one of your audio files and select the format that you want to export it as. So I could go for WAV, select the codec, the quality, the sample rate, the channel and the volume. Then if you went ahead and clicked on submit, then you could then download that. We also have a settings section and a support ticket in case you had any problems. And then finally, we're just going to check on the audio to text. So as we can see, that is now completed. We have the options of downloading it as a text file or an SRT, which could be used as subtitles like this section here. So if I download that, and if I open that, I can see that that's pretty bang on. And that's just about everything. So what did I think of AIVOOV? Well, I thought it was a brilliant voiceover application. Many of the AI voices sounded very realistic, and there was a whole range of languages to choose from. I also loved the array of features, such as background audio, audio to text, and subtitles. I would definitely recommend AIVOOV. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. In this Anny review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this trading platform. Anny is a trading platform that helps traders and investors succeed without having to spend endless hours staring at charts or watching YouTube videos. Once you log into Anny, you are greeted by the dashboard. There you can connect your favourite exchange. That can be Binance, Coinbase or similar. As we scroll down, we can see on the left hand side menu, the first section we have is bots. So if we go ahead and click on create your first bot, we have three options for what our bot should do. So we have notify, invest or distribute. Notify bots monitor market conditions for a list of coins. So if we go on notify first, and as we can see, it asks which intelligence engine your bot should use, Anny algorithms or TradingView alerts. We'll go ahead and use Anny algorithms. And if we just click next there. So straight away, it asks us to compose our portfolios. We can set the currency from either Bitcoin or Theta, and we can set it from spot to futures. Here we can actually search for a crypto, or we can select them from the top 50 market cap. So I can add Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, and Polkadot. Once you've selected your portfolio, if you just go to next, so here is where we can create our strategy, and we can add different indicators to compose our strategy. So I'm going to add ADX and cross inside candle. We can customize these, so we can customize the candle, the tolerance, the condition, and the condition value. Once you're happy there, if you click on next, this lets us review our strategy before we launch it. We can set the fire times to limited and select an amount, or we can set it to unlimited. Right at the bottom, we can also name our bot, and when you're ready, you just click on launch. As we can see on the bot section, our first bot appears there. If, say, we wanted to create an investment bot, we can click on invest. This will invest automatically for us, or you can revise it and make an entry with one click. Again, I'm going to go on Anny algorithms and click on next. Here we can select our crypto portfolio, select our indicators for the strategy, customize them to how we would like them, and then here we can set the auto invest. So we can define the investment allocation. So this is the amount that can be distributed across active positions. We also have the position size calculation. We can set this at a fixed risk or a fixed investment. This is obviously the amount to invest on a trade. So I'm going to set that to 5.5%. The risk limit, this automatically goes to no limit, but you can define risk limit. So you can set your max loss at a percentage, and entry method. We can set that from automatic or one click. Auto stop is also automatically on. You do have the option to turn that off. Trailing take profit is off, but you can turn that on. And take profit as well is automatically on, but you can turn that on or off. For all these options, there is the option to configure them as well. So you can set your max loss and stop limit margin. On trailing take profit, you can set the start at profit target or the distance. And on take profit, you can obviously set the target profit. Once we're happy there, if we click on next, here we can review our strategy, select the fire times, and name the bot. And when we're happy there, we click launch. Below bots, we have signal groups. We just click on there, and we have the option here to connect with a signal group. Here we can select from trade managers, signal groups, or copy trading. If we wanted to select a signal group, you just click our desired one and click on connect. As we can see in signal groups, our selected signal group has showed up here. We have the options to invite members or automation. If we click on automation, we can set our social trading. We can select the notification for take profit or the execution, same with trailing take profit, and rebuy DCA. We can also turn auto invest on, turn auto stop on or off, trailing take profit on and off, and take profit on or off. Below signal groups is trade managers. We click on there. We automatically have Anny Pro Traders, Futures, and Anny Pro Traders Spot. We can also connect another trade manager, which takes us over to the section we were at before, where we can just select our desired trade manager. So if we wanted to go for bull signal futures, we can just click on connect and click subscribe. Below trade managers is copy trading. Again, you would click on connect, and here we can select our desired pro trader and click on follow. There is also the option to allow your trades to be copied. At the top hand bar next to dashboard, we have trades. If we click on there, this will show us our performance of the last 10 days. If we click on the arrow, that will change it to a month, last month, and so on. Below there, it will show us our active positions and our closed positions. Next to my trades is one click buy, and that will show us our one click buys. Next to trades is analytics. Here we do have the option by filtering the items by typing in the search box. We can also change it to a custom amount or last 10 days, last 30 days, this week, this month, or last month, and also set it from all quote assets, Bitcoin, USDT, or USD. Next to analytics is marketplace. We click on there, and here, as we saw before, this is where it's got all the trade managers, signal groups, or pro traders. We also have the option for new trade. If we click on there, here we can add a target, set our market range, entry minimum or entry maximum, and set a stop loss. There is also the option for automation, where we can enable a auto stop, trailing take profits, or take profit. There is a spot and a futures option. Finally, next to new trade, we do have a night mode, and next to the night mode, we have notifications. So what do I think of Anny? I think Anny is a very exciting trading platform, and it definitely makes crypto investing easier to do. It was really simple to create bots, and there was lots of options to edit the specifications. I also like how you can copy trades from pro traders. So would I recommend Anny? Absolutely, I would definitely recommend it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. In this AppMySite review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this WordPress app builder. AppMySite lets you create mobile apps in minutes with an AI-powered WordPress app builder. Once we log into AppMySite, we can see it's got our 3 steps: personalize your app, connect your website, and publish your app. So first, we're going to click on Build App. Here, you will just enter the link to your website. Select the CMS platform. Mine's WordPress, so I'm going to leave that on. You can also enable if your website uses the WooCommerce plugin. Mine does not. And then here, you will give your app a name. Once you've filled them in, if you click on Build App. Okay, so the first section we've got is the app icon. As we can see on the right-hand side, we can see right here, it's got it on a smartphone, so we can see exactly what it'll look like. You can first select the background color. I'm going to go for pink. You can then add the app icon text. Mine's called Daniel's Test App, so DTA works fine. We can then also select the font. I'm going to go for Times New Roman. Our font size, go for 13, and the color of our text. There is also the option to upload an app icon. You could just click on there and upload your own icon. Once we're happy, if we go on next, so this section here is for the launch screen. You have the option of uploading a background image, or you can customize it and set a background color. So I'm going to set our color again to pink. We then have some alignment options where it can go at the top, in the middle, or at the bottom. We can set the logo text, the color of the text, and again the font and the font size. Again, you can also upload your app logo if needed. Once we're happy, if we go on next. Okay, so this is the login and sign up section. Again, you can upload a background image or set the background color, your logo text, the logo color, the font, and the size. You can also set the alignment for your logo, so it can go to the left, center, or right. I'm going to do center. Again, on the right, we've got this smartphone preview, and we can actually set it from iOS to Android and see what it looks like on both. We then have the welcome text. It automatically says login or sign up. You can obviously customize this. Customize the text color, the font, and the font size. You can then set the social button shape. So from circle, square, or rectangle. If we scroll up, we can see that that's automatically set a circle, but we could go for rectangle. We can see it there. You can then set the primary text color, the secondary text color, the button color, and the button text color. Once we're happy there, if we click on next. So this is for our color theme where we can style our app layout. So you can set the primary color, the text color, the font, and your button color. And we can then see it there on the preview, as always. Then let's click next on there. Okay, so this section is the home screen section. So we can enable all these different options and we can also move them around. So change the order of them. So the first option we have is home header. We can obviously enable that or turn that off. You can see it on the preview there. We can then change the settings of the section colors. So we can change the background color, heading color, icon background color, and icon arrow color. We then have blog banner. We can obviously just turn that off and it goes straight to the categories. I'm going to leave that on. Below there we have the blog categories. You can actually just scroll over the smartphone and scroll through the app, which is really cool. So we have our blog categories there. We can go into settings and you can obviously customize these with the columns, the shapes, background color, text color, categories, and sorting of the categories. Below there we have the main banner. We can obviously turn that on and off, or we can customize the settings. Below there is popular blogs. We can turn that on and off. Recent blogs, and then we can enable web view. The final option we have is the pages section. We can obviously enable that and we can also select pages. This will take us to a separate page where we can connect with website to select our pages. So that's everything for the creation of our app. As we can see on the dashboard, our test app shows up there. But on the left hand side we can see we've got quite a few different options here. So below dashboard is analytics, which will show you your analytics for the app. We then have appearance, which we've just been on. And we then have connectivity, where we have the option to install plugin, where we would install the AppMySite plugin into WordPress. We've also got grant access. That's obviously where you verify ownership of your website. We have troubleshoot, So this has got our troubleshoot connectivity. As we can see, it's got our test items like plugin installed, plugin activated, WordPress connectivity, etc. It's got our messages, response time, and result. And then below there we have monitor, and this is where we can set how often we want our app connectivity checked. So you can set it for frequency for weekly, monthly, and set the day. Below connectivity we have settings, general, menu, bottom bar, users, posts, pages, and social. On the bottom bar you can configure your bottom navigation. As we can see here, we can turn these on or off. Below bottom bar is users, where we can enable user login, enable guest browsing, prompt user login on app launch, enable Google login and registration, enable Apple login and registration, and enable Facebook login and registration. Below there is posts, where you can manage how your posts appear within the app. We have pages, where you can manage how your pages appear within the app, and then we have social. And this is of course where you can connect your social medias. Below settings we have preview. Once you've installed the AppMySite plugin and connected your app, you'll be able to view it here. We then have downloads, where you can build and download your iOS or Android app. Below download we have publish, where you can obviously publish your app to Apple App Store or Google Play Store, Android and stuff like that. Below there we have performance. There's 3 options there: web hosting, security, and maintenance. We then have notifications, chat, merge apps, monetization, add-ons, and users. And that's just about everything. So what did I think of AppMySite? Well, AppMySite made it really easy to turn your website into a smartphone application. There was a whole range of customization options, so you could really get your layout exactly how you wanted it. There was also little things like being able to scroll on this smartphone app preview. That really brought it to life. I would definitely recommend AppMySite. It made building an app easy. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. In this baseline review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this branding support tool. If you have any questions, please comment them down below, and I'll also leave a discounted link so you can always get your money's worth for Baseline. Baseline is a tool that lets you automatically generate a brand guide and design cohesive brand assets. Upon logging in, we come over to the dashboard. Over here, it shows us our designs and our brands, as well as an array of popular templates. We also have different templates dependent on what we want to design, whether that's Instagram post, Instagram story, Facebook post, Twitter post, etc. Now, as we don't have a brand just yet, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a new brand. So if we click on new brand, first you will enter the name of your brand, and once you're happy there, you just click on that's my brand name. You then have the option to upload an SVG logo. I'm just going to click no on this for now. Now, if you selected on no if you didn't already have a pre-made logo, then it takes you over to this page where you can create a simple logo. We have different colour palettes available, and if we hover over them, we do have the option to copy the hex or edit the colour. I'm going to just select this one here. Here it's generated some different logos for us. We can see we've got all kinds of different text. I'm liking the look of this one here, so I'm going to go ahead and select this. This takes us over to the colour palette page, where we can select our brand colours. You do have the option to edit them, so you could select it from the colour wheel, or you could go more red, less green, or you can select it from a chart. There's also the options of hex or RGB. Then once you've selected your colours, if you go on these are my brand colours, this takes us over to the gradients page, which is generated depending on our colour palette. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see these generated gradients. Any gradients you like, you can just click on the plus, and that will add the gradient, and then we can go ahead and confirm that. Okay, so now this is taking us over to the brand fonts. Now, if you did have a custom font, then you could just upload this here. Otherwise, we can select it from Google Fonts. We have options for a heading font, a subheading font, and a body font, as well as having your standard options of italic, light, regular, semi-bold, bold, and extra bold. And once they're selected, if you just go on, I've selected my fonts. So here we can select our type scale so they can be consistent. So here you can play around with the base size, and as we can see, we've got examples of how it will look below, the scale ratio, and then you can obviously set your preview text. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to go right ahead. As we can see, this has now generated our brand logo. If we scroll down here, we can see we've got loads of different designs, and we have the option of downloading them or copying them to clipboard. Below there, you also have prohibited use of the logo, our colours we selected, our gradients, our fonts, our typographic scale, and that's everything. So once we go back to the home page, we can see our brand shows up here. So now we can go ahead and create a design. Now I'm just going to use a blank design for now, and then we'll have a look at some of the templates. So we can select from different social medias here. I'm going to go ahead and go for Instagram post. You then select the brand. Obviously, if you had multiple brands, more would show up here. So I'm going to select this one. On the first section, we have brand, where I could add a heading, a subheading, or body text. I can also add our brand logo. So I'm going to get that added there, and you can obviously drag that around so it's central. We also have alignment options, so we could put it to the side, central, to the right, to the left, up, down, etc. There's also options for transparency and advanced options as well. Below brand, we have elements. Here we can add humans, we can add shapes, blobs, open peeps, botanical, summer, iPhone, animals, waves, food, finance, doodles, etc. As you've probably noticed here, they're all in the same green as the logo, so this keeps it all looking similar. Once you've selected an element, you can resize it and move it around wherever you'd like. If you wanted more of a specific section, then you can obviously just go on View All, and this will bring up more designs. Again, you can obviously change the colour, set the alignment, adjust the transparency, and we have those same advanced settings. Below elements, we have photos. Here there's a search bar at the top, and you can search for specific images. We could then drag that image in, resize it. We have loads of photo adjustments here. We have brightness, contrast, saturate, grayscale, hue. We can change the opacity, sepia, blur. We can set the background blend mode or the overlay blend mode. There's also photo filters below, where you can select pre-made filters, as well as the transparency and our advanced settings. There's also a upload section where you can upload your own image, or you could upload your SVG logo. Below there we have templates. So the template section, you can actually work from pre-made designs. A lot of these designs as well, they're already incorporating your logo within them. So if I click on this one here, then we could obviously adjust the picture or the text, and there's loads of different templates to choose from. For this design, for example, we could change the document colors, we could select for the text, the selection color, etc. There's then also settings where you can choose your applied brand and the page width and page height. Once you're happy with your design, you can give it a name, select the zoom, and you can then download it. You can choose from PNG, JPEG, or WebP. Back on the home page, we can see our design shows here under the design section. Now below here, we also have templates. Obviously, we saw some of the templates that were available for Instagram post, but say if you wanted to use a template for another form of social media, then we've got loads of options here. We've got Instagram stories, Facebook banners, and Instagram posts. And that's everything. So what did I think of Baseline? Baseline made it really simple to create brand assets. It had a professional design platform and a wide array of different templates. I also really like how you could design your own brand logo if you didn't have one already. I would definitely recommend Baseline. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. In this Boomerrangeme review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this support app. Boomerrangeme is an app that can be used to create digital loyalty cards for mobile devices, such as stamps, cashback, discounts, coupons, certificates, and subscriptions. To get started with Boomerrangeme, you first just go on Get Started, type in your name, your number, and your email. Once that's done, you will come over to the dashboard. So over here, as we can see, We've got new customers, issued cards, card transactions, transactions amounts, and your average feedback rating. We have the activity section where you can filter it by the day, the week, the month, the year, all time, or select a custom period. Towards the bottom, we have the feedback rating and dissatisfied customers, and then also the same sort of stats for the referral program. Again, you can filter it by the date. If we go over here to cards, you'll get to this screen. So you can either select template or from scratch. If you go onto template, we can see there's all different templates for different business models. So you've got, a haircut, you've got ATV rental, which obviously has quad bikes on there. And there's loads and loads of different templates that you can choose. If, however, you wanted to create your own, then you just go from scratch. We follow this through. So it's got stamps, subscription, discount, cashback, coupon, and certificate. As we can see, there's different designs for the discount, cashback, coupon, or certificate. If we go over to stamp and we click continue, okay, so it takes us over to here. You can obviously choose your language, card expiration date, unlimited, fixed term, stamped life, unlimited, fixed term after stamps earned. So you can add your location as well, put in a custom location there. So card issuing form, this is obviously the information it's going to ask the customer. We've got the phone mask, which is generically set to the United States. You can obviously change that to whichever country your business is based in. So over here we have the privacy policy. It comes with this already typed in, but you can obviously type a custom message. We've got consent to the processing of personal data and the login with Facebook option. Show logo at card issuing form. Show background colour on card issuing form. You can obviously change and customize all of these. If we go over to continue, if we look over on the right, we can see that it's actually got the design on a phone. You can obviously change that from Apple to Android or as a message. So if we stay on this one, right now there is 10 stamps selected. You can change that to any amount up to 30. So if we do 30, you can see 30 comes up on there. I'm just going to set that for 5. If we scroll down here to active stamp, we can see there's loads of different designs which can be used, obviously depending on the business. Your inactive stamp is obviously comes up greyed out. So you do have the option as well to upload a custom file, and that would be used as a design for the stamp. So obviously if you had a business logo or something like that, that could be used absolutely fine as well. You can upload your logo and different icons there, and same with background understamps if you wanted your logo used there. If we scroll down to colours, you can select which colours you would like and obviously customise this. This one is for the text. You've got the card background, you've got the outline colour, stamp background, inactive stamp, your active stamp, and the background understamps. On the field's name, you can customise these to say whatever you'd like. If we go to the next page, we go to the information settings. You can customise all these boxes to say whatever you'd like. There's various ones: company name, reward description, how to earn stamps, card description. You can even set the message for when you've earned a stamp as well. Number of stamps when issuing a card, you can set that to a custom amount. And we've obviously got redeem reward automatically. You can set this to no or yes. There's the referral program, active links, and feedback links, which can also be added as well. Again, you can customize the terms of use box, and you can also put a link there for your business if you had your own set of terms and conditions. On issue information, obviously you would put your company name and your contact information. If we click finish there, you come to this box here. This is obviously where you can scan a QR code to see what it looks like, or you can obviously just go to the link and you can open that as well. If we go to the next page, which is customers, this is where you can obviously track the stats. You can see your total amount of customers, total amount of card transactions, reviews, and your feedback rating. Over here, you can actually search for customers. It will show their username, their phone, their feedback rating, etc. And over here, we've got customer import or card delivery, if you wanted to send cards to your clients via SMS delivery. So on this section here, you can set your push notifications. You can send a push, push automation, or a custom auto push as well. And it's shown over here as if what it would look like coming up on a user's phone. So over here, we have locations where you can put your location in and actually publish a geo push to customers as well. And finally, we have the managers section where you can add managers and all their information will be shown here. And that's basically everything. So what do I think of Boomerangeme? Well, it was incredibly easy to navigate around, and it has loads of really cool features. I was particularly drawn to the design features. The design features were really simple to use, and even if you had no design experience at all, you could easily navigate around and make something that looked really good. Being able to customize the colors, your stamp design, and even upload custom logos was a really cool feature. Even if you didn't want to design it from scratch, there was a wide array of templates. Chances are one of those templates will fit in with your business anyway. In conclusion, I think it's a really fantastic support app. It can help businesses easily create digital loyalty cards for mobile devices. I would definitely highly recommend this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.